and also a 1-hour session with me, angel card reading, life coaching, life. So we're going to try to stay on the timeline that, that's in the manual, that's in the magazine for everyone, because there's a lot of speakers here today, and some of them have traveled from around the world to be here. So, but thank you for coming today. My name is Barbara Calvano, and I am an angel card reader, but I'm an angel intuitive, also a life coach. And I've trained with Doreen Virtue, Bradley Valentine, Robert Reeves, and also as a life coach, I've taken almost 30 years of personal development courses here in the New York City area. And as I was saying that, preparing to say that, I said, why so many years, right? Well, one of the things I saw is that we all have wounds. We all have histories. We all have things we may want to heal. There may be a time in our life when we don't even think we have anything to heal, but then one day we hit a wall, something happens, and we realize, I might have to address some of these emotional issues. And so that's what I did. I wouldn't be standing here speaking in front of you if I hadn't done that. I would be probably sitting in a corner making art, making great art, but just isolated from the world. Like the world was too much for me. I'm a Japanese American. My dad's Scotch-Irish. My mom's Japanese. So that's part of my journey of going through experiences with that. My dad was in the Air Force. We traveled a lot. I went to 13 schools before I graduated from high school. So that's the beginning of my life. But how I got involved with angels specifically is I had always been intuitive. I went to college to be a dancer. I could always draw, but I never used my voice. And then later, I became an actor because I had taken some of those courses that opened me up a little more. At age 40, I went to acting school. And then I got into the unions and started making commercials and doing TV and theater. And then I married my husband, who's here with us.
Who's obnoxiously taking pictures? Bear with me. I won't be doing it for long, okay, just for a few minutes. Thanks for putting up with my noise.
But his sweet noise has provided us 27 years of marriage. And, but along the way, I was graced. When I say graced, I listened to the messages. I didn't call them angel messages before. I just called it following my intuition. How did that work? And I'm going to talk about that. Today's topic is co-creating an extraordinary life with the angels. Now, I think most of us would just be happy to have a great ordinary life. It's like, what's with extraordinary? The reason why I bring that word in is that in order for us to break through, in order for us to really get well, to, I'm going to say, fight against things, to push through, to open up, to be courageous, it takes an extraordinary effort. It takes something beyond being casual. It takes something beyond being doing what everybody else does. So when I wanted to heal myself from the sexual abuse that I had had as a young girl, as a toddler, which I didn't find out until I was much older in my 50s because I blocked all those experiences, but I couldn't have children, and I couldn't figure out why, but a wonderful healer told me. Because I had done the work, I could breathe it in and breathe it out. Did it bother me? Sure. But I'd learned to not let things stop me anymore. When I was younger as a dancer and a gymnast, I starved myself to be perfect. I was probably like 40 pounds thinner than this. I was proud that I looked like a 9-year-old, as a 21-year-old. But I was a great dancer until I blacked out on stage. Yeah, I wasn't eating enough. But was I perfect? And what we do as women, what we do as men, it could be work, it could be overworking, we could be anything in order to be better, to be liked, to want more. So to be extraordinary, we listen to the angels. What are angel messages? The first, I have 4 steps today in co-creating this extraordinary life. The first step is to ask. If you ask the angels, and the angels work with everyone, regardless of your background, regardless of your religious or lack of religious, spiritual path, it doesn't matter. If you are a human being and you have a body, you were born with angelic beings around you. Most of us know this only when we hit the wall. We have an extreme emergency, near-death experience. Then we like, please help me, angels. Anybody, anything, right? Please help me. And if not, maybe we do the opposite. We get so angry that we close down and we drink a lot of alcohol, which is what I did. You know, I thought God made alcohol to make me feel good. I mean, like, it's wonderful. I have a few drinks and I feel fabulous. But little did I know that there was something on the other side of feeling this. Even if you're upset, to feel the expression, feel the emotion, versus thinking you're just going to be fine and smiley all the time, you know? So first ask. So if you've prayed for something already, if you've asked your higher power, you don't have to use the word God if you don't want to today, but if you've asked already in your heart that you want someone to heal from an illness, or you want to find a new way to get a different job, a better job, if you want world peace, if you want your pet to heal, if there's anything that you may want, right? They've heard you. God has heard you. Now, if I tell you that you prayed once, just like you've been in a restaurant, you give your order once. You do not give it 10 times, right? Once, I want my omelet, you know. You don't have to do it over and over again. But as human beings, we get caught up in asking and asking and asking and asking, versus you know that once you've spoken from your heart, your mind, or outside of your mouth, you've been heard. The next step is let go. Now, that's not easy. There are so many speakers this past few days. There are exhibitors, there are vendors giving you all kinds of things which are helpful to be focused, to be centered, to feel more powerful, to feel more alive. But all we have to do is let go and then release. Use any method that calls to you to release. What are we going to release? What I had to release. I had to release the fact that I thought I had a lot of anger with my parents. My parents are great. Today we have a wonderful relationship. But for many years I thought they were not smart enough. Mind you, my mother has a 6th grade education, but all 4 kids went to college. They're all like fabulous, you know, they do great things. 6th grade education. But I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed with my father. He came from a farm in southern Ohio. I wasn't one of those kids that were proud that my parents came to the teachers' meetings. It was like, you can stay home, you know. But today I know who they are. You know, I forgave myself for judging them so harshly. I forgave them. I forgave myself for thinking that they were supposed to give me the confidence, the this, the that. They gave me food, they gave me shelter, they were always there. My father was always working. They did the best they could. So this is a short talk today. So some of these issues and things may take time. They could take a couple sessions, they could take some work. But when you start working with the angels, it doesn't have to take 20, 30 years anymore. We are in a time, right now on the planet, where there's so much support. You see it on social media. There's positive support. There's also negative support. So once you have asked for what you want, it could be to be more free, to be able to stand up and speak in front of people like this. It could be to be able to speak in your relationships more powerfully. It could be to be able to forgive your parents or somebody in your life. To forgive the government. I had a big issue with the government for a long time. It's not easy right now, but we can forgive. The only way we're going to really co-create extraordinary, is we have to be able to get that place of forgiveness. Again, so today's a short talk. I'm going to do an energy clearing to help us move some of that out of our body today. And it's something that you can do on your own later. If you've given me your email address today, I can send you an audio of the tips, what I'm talking about today, so you can have it, all right? So that's the second part. You releasing. There's energy ways to release. I'm going to do that, but it's also forgiveness. The next part is allow. Now, the angels are going to give you messages. So what are the messages and how do they look like? If your body, which is your vessel, this is your radio receiver, this is it. If it's clear, what do I mean clear? If what you're putting in your body is healthy, you're going to have a healthy ability to hear, listen, feel. If I'm putting in my body cognac and Jack Daniels and, and I'm just eating chocolate all the time. I love chocolate, but I'm not eating any greens, You can see what I'm talking about. Your vibration is going to be equivalent to how you take care of it. Your ability to listen to angels are going to be based on how you take care of your body. How you take care of your body is your food. Are you getting some exercise? Are you listening to positive thoughts every day? Are you being pulled into listening to all the drama and the negativity? And even the angels are telling me right now, I love astrology. I think it's good. I'm a triple Pisces. I can tell you all my moon and all that. But it doesn't really matter in the day-to-day living. It becomes a crutch. If I tell you, today the moon is in so-and-so and it's heavy. Everyone, do you feel heavy? People are going to start going like this, I feel heavy. It doesn't serve you. I was told by an astrologist that I had a square with a triangle, a thing, and my husband and I would never make it. That's what my astrologist told me, and I'm thinking, well, that's interesting. What am I supposed to do? Go home and say, honey, let's get a divorce. I was told I got a square where my triangle is and all this. So what I saw is that, yes, life is going to be really uncomfortable. It is. But guess what? We have the ability to survive. You made it here. You are the, the forerunners of all your ancestors. You are the leader of the lineage of everything that they've gone through. Tag, you're it. You're the one. You've made it this far. Now, if you're feeling vulnerable, if you're feeling weak and confused, perfect. Stay open to those feelings. And then we work with the angels to help guide us. For some of us, like me, the message was, right after I got married, I was 35 years old, I thought, wow, I finally met a great, wonderful, kind man. Why am I in terror? Why am I so scared? What's going on? Yeah, I was afraid, like, what am I supposed to do now? I've been 35, I've been an artist all my life, now I'm supposed to be a wife. My mother-in-law, great mother-in-law who's passed on now, she puts out a different color tablecloth for every holiday. Will I know what color tablecloth, for each saint, in the Catholic religion, and on and on and on. And I thought, I don't want that. And what I was guided to see a therapist. The angel message was, talk to someone. That therapist told me, you can be however you want to be as a wife. There's no recipe. Do it the way you want to. And Lord knows I did. I just made it up. I didn't have to go to every Catholic holiday and all that. But I love my mother-in-law because she also accepted me so thoroughly, fully. The one thing that I did also, because I was nervous about being with this big Italian family, was I started drinking a lot. And my angel said, it's not working for you. And the therapist directed me to AA. And that was 27 years ago. So did I think with my straight A's and my, my artwork being on Access Hollywood and all these great credentials, and I'm married to this great guy, that I was supposed to sit in church basements and talk about my feelings for the next year after year, day after day? But what I found was something that I didn't know I was looking for. Now, many of us, I speak a lot about addictions because I think it's a predominant thing in our world. People don't want to be called an addict. They don't want to be called a recovering alcoholic. But if it's not alcohol, it could be internet, it could be overworking. It could be, I need the 3rd PhD to feel like I'm somebody. Or I need to be size 000, not just 2 zeros. It could be any one of those. It could be addiction to worrying. I was addicted to worrying. I didn't know that that was wrong. I thought the more I worried about something, that meant I was adding good energy to it. See, I'm worrying about it. So I'm adding my energy, my love. I'm worrying about it. Oh my goodness. And what I learned is that worrying is praying for what you don't want. But I was taught that. You know, my mother, I love her, my parents, they had a lot of struggle. They got married in the 50s, and when my mother came here as a Japanese woman, she couldn't use the white bathrooms. She didn't know that she had to use the black bathrooms. You know, my American relatives didn't want to talk to us for 7 years, and the Japanese relatives still don't even want to acknowledge us. Am I angry? No. I mean, a little, but the way of the world is not in my control. If I were still drinking, I'd be drinking about it. Can you believe how they are? Can you believe what they think? But this is how people are. People are going to do what they do until they do something different. So the angels help me learn. Only thing I have control over is this. When I change, the whole world changes. When you change, the ripple effect is forever. You think when you finally start an exercise program that you've been procrastinating on, that it's you and your struggle and everything of going to the gym. The angels are plotting. And your body's saying yes. And you're stepping into a whole new paradigm. Your tiny change that you make, that you're going to stop smoking, or instead of a pack of cigarettes, you're going to smoke a half a pack. Or instead of 6 beers, you're going to have 3, to 2, to 1. Your actions are so powerful. Your thoughts are so powerful. So the messages will come in as feelings. You'll get a feeling like, you know, I really ought to call that person. You'll get a feeling that this is right or this is wrong. You'll get a feeling that it's time for me to step out. It's usually like that. We as human beings, the angels are here to support us to fly. Now, what does that mean for you? It may mean, for me, I didn't know so very deep inside of me was that I wanted to use my voice. I was happy in the art room, not saying a word. If you asked me about my art, I'd say, look at it. It explains itself. You know, I wouldn't even explain it. But in my heart, I wanted to connect. And the angels know that each and every one of us, that's all we want to do. We want to connect. And when you can connect with someone else, whether it's your family, people that you work with, there's nothing else. Because of my husband's practice in Manhattan for over 30 years as a chiropractor, and my work as an actor and an artist, we've met a lot of famous people. And they can be really, really wealthy. But it doesn't mean that they have an extraordinary life. Some of them may be able to contribute extraordinary amounts of money to charities, which is great. But many of them are just as confused and scared as we are. They can go through husbands and wives like this, or, you know, they're the same as us. So, in today's talk and meditation, what we're going to ask you to do is that if there is something that you know you want to create in the next year, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years of your life, we're going to do an energy clearing so that you are ready to hear the messages and put that in. So you see, if I had walked around with a chip on my shoulder, like, you know, I've been sexually abused, I'm an alcoholic, what else did I, you know, perfectionist. My God, I wouldn't wear the same outfit for 3 months in high school. I had a chart for every outfit and hairstyle. I so wanted to fit it. You know? So we're going to release a lot. So in order to do that, we release. And then we listen to the messages. And the messages could also be a sign that you see. Could be an answer to what you are looking for. Someone says something. That is also a message. Some of you might be able to hear an audible word, like you're hearing me. Some people can hear that. It doesn't mean that it's any different than someone who feels the message. I had been only speaking at another expo for many years. I was guided to come to this expo. Was I afraid? To be honest, yes, because I'm with speakers who have been doing it for 30 years. You know, I've been doing it for 5 years. But I was guided to step into it. And anytime you step into something that you are really, really afraid of, it's okay, because the angels will help you and support you. And I don't want to use the word negative dark forces, but I'm going to use the word negative dark forces, okay? The bigger your purpose in life, and many of you are healers already and teachers, you're going to feel this push, this conversation, these words, these thoughts that'll say, it's not safe, you're not ready, you're not good enough, etc., etc., etc. You're too old. That's a good one. I'm 63, and I use angel therapy and chiropractic to stay young and healthy. So you're going to hear stuff. So it's not like the angels are going to disappear all of your anxiety. You're going to get healthy anxiety. What we're going to learn how to do is eliminate the anxiety that stops you, and also the stress that causes illness in you. Because if you keep something inside of you, it's only a matter of time that you're going to get digestive problems, breathing problems, neck and back, any kind of problems. Right? So that is the third part, and the fourth part is, let's see, act. Taking the actions. I'm talking about taking actions. So if you don't take any actions, the angels can't help you. So you could say, angels, please, I'm looking for the one that I love, but you don't do anything, and you think that the UPS man is going to bring it to you from Amazon Prime, you know. That can happen. People do marry those guys, you know. But probably not. See, I was guided to go to an event like this in 1988. I was guided to go to a healthy singles party put on by someone who used to participate in events like this. Healthy singles parties, how corny is that? But I was guided, and I went, and my ego protested, and the voices were loud. Who do you think you are? I don't think I'm the only one. I hate networking parties. I mean, I think it's great if you love it, but listen, my internal person is who I am, as I could be by myself for 30 days just making art, not talking to anybody. No, perfectly fine with that. But my angels pushed me. And my angels pushed me to change my conversations. So what I want to say is to have that extraordinary life, it's going to take courage. It's going to take support. You can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. Otherwise, you'd already be doing it. And if you are, great. But if you want to get to that next level, it's great to have a coach. It's great to have someone help guide you, and it's helpful to have someone that you can be accountable to. Did you go to that healthy singles party? Okay. What did you do? What did you talk about? How many dates did you go on? You know, it's as simple as that. Just like a job. If you want a great job, you're going to go for the interviews, you're going to do the same thing. So those are the 4 simple ways. And the archangels also, there are 12 that I work with. There are 4 main ones that I work with more frequently, and the main one is Archangel Michael, who we will work with today, and Archangel Raphael. There's Uriel also, and Gabriel. Now the other archangels are great, but what I was guided, I used to talk about each one, but I'm not going to do that today. What I want you to know is that as you work with the archangels, you will feel guided to work more exclusively with another one. Jophiel may come into your life. You know, Zadkiel, Metatron. But the most important connection is with you and your higher power. You and God. I'm also guided to talk about this. There are so many teachers right now, and one of the things that people are talking about, and it's fabulous, is that connecting to anything other than your higher power, God and angels. So what we're talking about, star seeds, aliens, all that is fabulous. Fabulous, because I pretty much believe in all that. But if you are not grounded in reality, in 3D reality first, you could be adding more detours to your path of peace, fulfillment. And there could be a possibility that you could have an instantaneous healing and all that. That's possible. But I see more people, and I meet more with my clients even, that have a lot of mood swings. They open themselves up to a lot of entities, and before you know it, they're having symptoms of depression again, and then they blame it on the stars. And I'm saying, why don't you focus? Each and every one of you have the ability to have enlightenment, but focus. Focus on one path so that you can connect with that energy. And many of you already know what that is. And for many of us also, it's a distraction by, I'm not going to say the dark side, but it's a distraction of energy that doesn't want you to be in your full light. All right? So, and that's just something I'm guided to talk about. Watch what you are allowing in. Check and see how you feel. So you'll know, after this encounter, I felt this and this and this. The angels also had me tell you today, number one thing right now going on the planet, don't give away your power. Don't give away your power to me, to any one thing. Each and every one of you have all the authority and the ability to heal your body, to help heal others. It's within you. It's only a matter of you working on it daily so that you can strengthen that. That should be your only program. Your conscious program is connecting to your own inner authority. Trusting that. The second thing here after asking was allowing. Often we can't allow because we don't have faith. So when we are able to release, we can begin to strengthen that faith. By taking care of our body every day, we strengthen that faith. If we have doubts, when I have doubts, I could honestly tell you, and I know I'm not alone, that doubt feeling had me want to kind of like add more doubt feeling to my body. What would that be? Eat a bag of potato chips, kind of like, feel sorry for myself, or call somebody and tell them how bad my life is, and, enroll more in that energy. It's easy to do that. Or even call our mom or dad and talk, and they will feel sorry for us, And they're not like saying, snap out of it. You're great, you're awesome. And if they are, good for you. So we're crafty as individuals. We can be a little sneaky. But to have that extraordinary life, it's going to take an act of courage. And it's going to take being vulnerable and being really, really honest for the next 10 years of your life, starting today. I am not the one who's going to tell you it's all instantaneously beautiful. But if you work with the angels, you're going to feel more relaxed. 5 years ago, I had a breast cancer scare. I thought, oh my God, I'm so healthy, like what's going on? And when I went for the second opinion, I had to wait 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks while I was waiting, I didn't freak out. I could have freaked out. Like, cancer, oh my God, I'm not ready to leave. I don't want all those chemicals, what am I going to do? And I just practiced the clearing technique that I'm going to do with you right now. And by doing so, I was peaceful. 100%? No, because the only 100% peacefulness is when we're dead. But I was able to let go of the anxiety and go to my yoga class. So I went to that day to the building, and the building says cancer on the outside. I said, yep, this is my appointment. I go in, I go up the elevator, I step into the floor, and I'm with about 12 women in the waiting area, and we're all wearing these white robes, and we're all in different spaces in regards to cancer. That is such a terrifying word. The terror, the feeling I felt in the room was something I never experienced before. Well, I was doing my angel clearing, so I was peaceful. But I saw physically, you know, women were there for their checkup, 1-year checkup. They were there knowing they had the cancer. They're all in different phases of it. And I said to God, if I'm free of this cancer, I owe it to myself to teach. I should teach this. I could teach. There are other things I could teach. I could teach art, I could teach yoga, I could teach dance. But the clearing exercises with the angels is so simple. Anyone can do it. All it takes is a willingness to know you don't have to walk around high-strung, fully stressed, even though that can be our addiction also. We have to reach a point and say, you know, I'm here and I spread the message through my radio show or with my clients or my blogs. You don't have to feel that way. It's a choice. And if we don't make a conscious choice, we're probably going to be adding illness or stress to our body. Okay? So right now let's do the healing meditation. And all it requires is that you have to just be willing. You know, this is not about, I'm not here to say you're all Christians, you know, I'm not doing that today. But I invite you to just be willing to let go. And again, I will be sending out an audio or video of this to your email if you gave that to me today, and if I can read it. Okay. So just, you can close your eyes and take a deep breath in and deep breath out. Another deep breath in and deep breath out. And one more time, deep breath in and deep breath out. The angels are reminding me to let you know that their messages come on oxygen molecules, so that when you allow yourself to breathe deeply every day, you're bringing in their messages. And if you let yourself walk into nature, among trees and flowers, that's another way to invite their messages to you. And again, they come through thoughts and feelings and sometimes words. Today, we ask the angels to come, enter, and be around us. And there are 100,000 angels always available, always around us. But today we are inviting Archangel Michael to be with us. He sits as the right-hand archangel to God, our higher power and source. And each one of us, as I have spoken about before, has a history. And there is a history of connections with things that no longer work for us. And think of these, see these, as cords, tiny surgical tubing, they look like, between your body and that situation that happened to you in the past. Between your body and that person who hurt you, betrayed you, insulted you. Between your body and the government, something you're not happy with, really not happy with. Between your body and past workers, co-workers, family members, lovers, husbands, wives, any connections that have worry, concern, anger, upset, rage. And then there are others who unknowingly latch their negative energy onto you. And they could be family members. And don't worry, we're not going to cut any cords of love between our family members, but we're going to rid ourselves of any lower energies that don't serve us, that only add stress and anxiety into our body. And these are all around our body, extending outwards. And for many of us, they include past lives. Many of us may have made a vow to poverty. We may have had lives where we were nuns or monks, where we didn't have to worry about money. And we have an issue today of scarcity. We have made vows of chastity if we were monks or nuns. Any vows that no longer serve us from the past, we are asking now Archangel Michael with his sword of white light to cut and sever all these cords around our body. And we see them dropping away. It's dropping away. Allow yourself to have that cord that you're hanging on to. You may even identify with that story so well, that hurt. Ask Archangel Michael to cut the cord and let it drop. And we ask now Archangel Raphael with healing emerald green light to enter those cut cords, enter your body and fill it with his emerald green healing light. We ask now Archangel Michael to take a sacred vacuum, and he can work with all of us at the same time because he's holographic. Archangel Michael, place the vacuum above your crown chakra, have it enter into the top of your head and vacuum away from your body all residual tension and worry. This vacuum moves in and around your head, your eyes, vacuuming away, pulling out of your body, up into the heavens, all that is not love and light, moving through your chest, your heart, your shoulders, your stomach area, your lungs, your reproductive organs, around your hips, down through your thighs, your knees, your ankles, to the tips of your toes, pulling out of your body, through the top of your head, all tension, worry, disease, anger, rage, sadness, pulling it up through the top of your head, where it's transmuted in heaven into love and light. We ask Archangel Michael to place into your body liquid diamond white light. Each and every cell of your body is filled with this beautiful light. And we ask Archangel Michael to be with you so that he can clear this room also, lift up all lower energies, pulling it up into the heavens, where it's transmuted into love and light and bringing back into this space perfect wellness, perfect peace. Archangel Michael can do this for you where you live, where you sleep, where you work. All you have to do is ask. No special prayers, no special invocation. Just be willing to have it done. We're also now going to shield ourselves in the beautiful deep blue light of Archangel Michael. And see this as a bubble of light, starting above your head, going all the way down below your feet. And you're surrounded by this beautiful blue light. And this light lasts for 12 hours. And this will protect you from absorbing other people's energies, lower energies. You'll always have the love and light coming into you, but it will protect you from anything that is not love and light, just like the umbrella is protecting us from the rain today. And do this twice a day, in the morning and at night. And you have the ability also to surround your cubicle where you work, your vehicle, anything you want shielded and protected. We want to thank Archangel Michael and Raphael today for assisting us in this powerful, beautiful healing exercise, this technique. May we call upon them daily, clearing ourselves of this anxiety, whether it's standing while we're brushing our teeth or taking a shower in the morning or just walking. You can instantaneously do this with the archangels. We want to thank you, Archangel Michael, Raphael, and God, and so it is. Amen. And again, I will send you a video or audio file of this. I haven't made up my mind yet, so you can do this on your own. Very, very simple, very, very powerful. And today also, lastly, if you have had any addictions, mind you, see that addiction in front of you, and you can cut the cord on it. Okay? So, if you have any questions, I'm going to be outside, but we're going to do the raffle first. We'll do the raffle for the 1-hour session. In addition to that, all my services are 50% off for everyone who's here today. So that's all my 1 hour, 45, 30-minute, 15-minute session. I have a radio show called Let's Ask the Angels on Blog Talk Radio. So you can call in for mini readings, or you can listen to the replay on Blog Talk or iTunes. And I send out a weekly email newsletter, angel messages. So I'm going to do the